So as I mentioned, this is an open Q&A. This is a chance to ask questions, mainly for things that maybe you're doing at the moment. Can be ideas that you have, can be something that you have done throughout the month, and still maybe something either didn't work well, or you want to get feedback on something in particular. That's the best time. Or you can just come here to listen. We've been doing these Q&As for years, and some people, they just love to come here and then listen, because you will always learn from other people. You will always learn from what other people are, what the question that other people are asking, because at some point they might be relevant to you as well. And or you can do some focus work and you say, okay, I've got this hour allocated, I got some backlog of things that I need to clear. I don't know any entrepreneur that doesn't have a backlog of things to clear. I'm looking at mine and sometimes I want to cry. I'm like, oh my God, stuff do I got to catch up with, right? So that's another way to use this time. So let's get going. Who has a question? Who wants to get started today? Shirley.
Hello. I didn't think I had a question, but I do.
But you do now.
I do now, because you're here, and why not?
Right. So before introducing the question, just give like say like also what you do in one sentence, so then everyone in the group has context as well.
Okay, so I open up the space for spiritually conscious female entrepreneurs to become unapologetically themselves with ease, joy, and flow, including abundance, wealth, and all the things that brings in. Mm-hmm. So I am currently at the beginning of, and I've been doing this for the first few months of the year, looking at my audience, making sure that the audience that I've got is relevant, and they are the people for, because this is a new, not new, but like a more targeted niche. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that the mailing list and the friend list I've got maybe on Facebook, because I use Facebook more, are the people who will buy. They'll probably come along to free stuff every day of the week and maybe won't buy, but I don't know. So Ian suggested I do an exercise called Burning the List, and go through my mailing list particularly. Because they don't speak to me. So he said, well, contact them and, get them to actually qualify or disqualify themselves, so that you actually have a point of truth to go from, it sounds like a perfect idea for me. Yep. And I'm a little bit stumped as to how to begin, especially with a mailing list that's quite cold, that, you send emails out and maybe you never get anything back. And I don't send lots of emails. I'm not one of these people who has lots of funnels, and I send an email when it's required, but then maybe I'm not sending enough for them to have. How
often do you send emails, out of curiosity?
I mean, literally once every few months. I don't send a lot. Right. And especially the last little while, because things are,
you moved, and there was you changed, you moved to the other side of the world, and you had that organized.
So
okay, well, so your question, to clarify, is how do I go about burning the list and doing that exercise?
Yes please.
How big is the list?
Oh, not very big. It's about 300. On Facebook, obviously it's more, but even then I did a friend filter thing on Facebook, and I managed to cull from 2,000 down to 1,200. And so not very big.
So one of the things that I would recommend, in particular if you're using a mailing list, if you're sending an email every few months, the audience is going to get cold, even if you're going to after this exercise. So at least once a week minimum in terms of contact. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to create more content. You're already creating enough content for Facebook and for social media, so you can repurpose the content that you have also in your mailing list. I send an email a day, but the same content that goes on email is the same content that goes on social media. Now, I know that some people are against that in the marketing community because they say for every platform, there should be a different message. But I'm like, I don't have the team and the force and the capacity to do that. So my philosophy is, as long as the most important thing is that the message gets seen, and people will respond in different platforms. Some people will see on LinkedIn, some people will see on Facebook, some people will see on an email list, and some people will see 3 times. And I can live with that.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that I would recommend you to do is almost like doing a 3 to 4 days campaign on a mailing list. And you schedule up front 3 emails, one after the other, or 4 emails, one after the other, touching base with your list. So these are the topics to cover. One is what happened in the past few months. Get them to reconnect with you. Hey, I haven't not been in touch regularly, and here is why. The next email, you talk about now the plans that you have and what is that you're doing now in your business.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm doing now. So you give them an update on the first one. On the second one, you tell them what you're doing now. On the third one, then you can give them a piece of content. And in particular, a piece of content to reintroduce them to your philosophy and your methodology. That would be the best piece of content to use.
Yes, I've done a short and a long introduction to my signature system. So I suppose I could send a link to that.
Perfect. Brilliant.
Yeah. Would you do a long one or a short
one? It doesn't matter. You choose. You can do a long one. You can do a short one. That is not your choice.
Yep.
And then the last email, then you make a call to action. You offer something, or you offer to book a call with you. Now, the reason why you're sending out these 4 emails is that your email provider will also tell you now who are the people that are opening.
Yes, yeah, I've got ConvertKit, so.
Right, perfect. So now you're going on a technical level here. Now we're going a bit more technical. So you might want to, if you don't know how to do this technically, you can book it a tech slot with Nicola on this.
Yes.
And now then you look at everyone who opened, who engage in any of these 4 emails. And you put them in a separate bucket, either with a tag, or you segment those people into a separate list. And now these are the people that now you are emailing regularly. The others, you can also exclude. You can almost exclude them. You can literally exclude them because they're cold. They're not relevant. And actually, they're going to hurt. If you send a lot of emails to people that are not opening, it actually hurts your the deliverability of all the future emails.
Oh, really?
So there's almost like a score that is based on open rate percentages that your CRM system is that in particular email inboxes actually look at where the email is coming from. So let's say that if you send 1,000 email and or let's say you send 300 email and only 5 get open.
Yeah.
Then in Google's eyes and Gmail's eyes, then it will be seen as, oh, this person has a list who is not engaged, so let's put all their email in spam or the promotional tab. If you send 300 emails and 200 of these are open, then Google, Gmail or Yahoo or the other system, they will reward you even to send even more of the emails on the primary inbox.
I see.
That's why you select and you separate the people that are opening, and you market mainly to them with regular communication, at least 1 or 2 emails a week. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Take the content you put on social media and put it there. So that's what I would do.
And so as I go through the Facebook portion, could I do the same in batches on messages? So could I repurpose that sort of thing?
No. Is if you the reason why is no is because email let's look at it from a psychological point of view. Messenger messages, they are a more private form of communication than email. Right? So if you send me a lot of these messages and I don't have a conversation with you, then like Messenger, the context of a Messenger platform is not to broadcast, is to have a conversation.
Yeah.
So now you're using the platform, but not for the right context. So
Yes.
I will not do that. A message that you could send is to people, hey, this is what I'm up to at the moment. I don't know if you have seen some of my posts. Is this something relevant? Is it still relevant to you? And then start a conversation in that way. So a message on that kind on Messenger platform, that you will have a better response.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because especially when sort of pivot a little bit, it's not a big pivot, but it's a much more targeted pivot. So
yeah, and so you can send a message and say, hey, I know we have been connected for a while. This is the focus that I have now in my business. I wanted to know if something that, if this is relevant to you.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Say yes or no.
Yeah, qualify it with a yes or a no.
Yeah, and then the majority of people will not respond. So you'll find that you expect a lot of no responses.
So the non is a non-response a no response.
It's a no response. I will let you judge on that, because some people will not respond, for example, but I know that their profile is my ideal client, so I'll keep connecting with them, because there might be a time, even they might not respond to me now, they might respond to me later. If I look at their profile and I see actually there is nothing that can talk about my ideal client, then I'll let them go.
I'm sorry, one final question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I get a lot of people on Facebook who, obviously we all do, I'm sure, who connect with you because they are looking for you to promote them or for you to buy their stuff. Yeah. Do you keep those sort of people on your list or not?
It depends if they can be a promotional, like as much as it's my right to send a message and to sell something, is their right for other people to send messages to me. That's how I see it, right? And then if I see there can be potential partners, if they say, hey, can you promote this? And I see that there is alignment in the audience, and alignment means, are they serving the same audience with a different offering? So we are not competitors.
Yeah.
Then I will entertain that conversation and say, hey, maybe there is something, let's explore. Let me see what you're doing, and then see if it's something that I'm willing to put in front of my audience, and vice versa. If you are not interested at all in what they're doing and their audience is not relevant for you, then leave it. You use your right also to ignore and not respond at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, very, very helpful. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. You got enough to do there. That'll keep you busy for a few days. Okay. Who wants to go next? Go, Fiona.
So hopefully this isn't going to be too rambling, but I found that really interesting.
You also can introduce yourself as well.
Oh yes, sorry.
With what you do, so then everyone
knows.
Okay,
yes, I'm Fiona, and I help people to be able to speak up, stand out, and be heard, and enjoy it. Particularly if you really got an issue, help you build your confidence with your voice, learn how to get your authentic voice out, really be with it. Enjoy it. It's so important. Nothing says more about you than your personality and yourself. But
definitely one line for everyone to understand. Okay. So what is your question?
Right. Well, I'm developing my list. And so that's why I find it quite interesting hearing about that. And I've got to get a decent lead magnet. I'm going to start doing lives, because this is my year of doing all sorts of lives, any interviews, any things that I can do, because I like doing that. As you know, Simone, the only thing that ever puts me back is the idea of having to organize something technically. So I am approaching that. Thank you. Helen gave some very helpful advice in our group. So I'm going to do a practice live on Wednesday at 5:30, and I'm going to advertise that I'll do another one to my mailing list, because I send out my mini newsletter in the middle of the month. So I can invite, hopefully, and start getting them to come along. And I'm going to do Q&A sessions, because I thought that that would be a great way just to find out what they're really thinking. Now, my laptop doesn't like doing lives on Facebook, it would appear. So I'm going to have to use the phone. What streaming package, because people use things called Steam Packet or whatever it is, what other things would you use? Or would you just persist with using Facebook, or would you use one of those other things?
So you're talking about something called StreamYard, maybe?
Yes.
So StreamYard, and there are other multi-streaming platforms where they allow you to do multi-stream, which is streaming different platforms at the same time. So you're streaming on YouTube, on Facebook, and on LinkedIn at the same time.
Oh,
that's the positive of that. That's the good thing about a platform like StreamYard.
Yeah.
Now, if you, at the moment, because you are new to live streaming, I would first of all get started with a weekly live stream that you're doing. Start with only one platform. You don't need to buy something else until you get in the groove of it.
Okay.
And you can literally use your phone and start with where the majority of your audience is, which might be Facebook.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now, the thing about live streaming, when you work to do it well, compared to a video that you schedule at any time, is that people need to know in advance that you're going to go live at that time.
Yes.
So it needs to be promoted, because you can also go live like this and just say, okay, I'm just gonna go live right now, but don't expect people to stay on. Why? Because I haven't put in my calendar that I was going to spend time listening to you. Look at the nature of social media. Scroll, 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 ooh, stop, scroll, 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 ooh, stop. That's what people are doing. So unless either I know you're ready, or I've got some time to kill, or something, or I'm bored at the moment, I'm not going to stop and watch a live stream. If I know you're ready, and if I scheduled it and I say, okay, I'm actually looking forward to this live stream, then you have more chances for people showing up live. Yeah. So one of the things that can help you out is to create a consistent time and day. Let's say you want to do a live stream once a week. You pick a time and a day, and you're consistent at that time on day. So then it's easier for you to promote. You say, hey, you know, it's every Tuesday at 5 o'clock, or it's every Wednesday at 3 o'clock, whatever is the time that you do. It makes it easier for you to promote it, and for people to remember that at that time, on that day, there is the live stream of Fiona.
Yeah, yeah. So the other thing is whether I do it on my profile or if I do it on my page. Now, I haven't been really promoted, you know, I've really got out of the loop of promoting things that in the last few months, so I've got to get back to it. But in my ear, you're saying about having your page, your locus coaching page, not only really useful if you're going to do advertising and things, but if I was to do it from my profile, which normally does Facebook not like you doing business type?
No, it's fine. You can do your business stuff on your profile.
So would you say it's better to do it on my profile page?
It's better to do it on your profile, because so pages with Facebook pages, and it's the same on LinkedIn. It's the same thing with LinkedIn pages. So whether it's a professional page, is seen straight away as a business wanting to advertise. So naturally, social media platforms are reducing the reach, the organic reach that you get from a post or for someone that watches something. So already the reach that you get from your profile is about like 3 to 5% of friends or people that you're connected with are going to see your message.
Yeah.
can be stretched to a 10%. On a page is even lower. Why? Because social media platforms, they want you to pay.
Okay.
Because
So
they
if
want
you
you to pay
start
to
paying,
promote.
then they'll start promoting.
No, well, you
No.
pay, so then people see it.
Yeah.
Now, there is not that if you pay, then they're going to start rewarding you. Then you pay, let's say you do your Facebook Live and then on your page, and then you pay something to give that Facebook Live more reach.
Okay.
Right. But I would recommend you to stick with your personal page.
Okay.
Because people with your personal profile, sorry, because people that want to connect with you, and it's the same on LinkedIn, they're not going to connect with the page Locus Coaching. They're going to connect with Fiona.
Yeah.
And they are going to search for Fiona.
Yeah.
Whether it's on LinkedIn, whether it's on Facebook. So stick with your personal profile.
Mm-hmm. But you can do live things on LinkedIn too.
Mm-hmm.
In exactly the same way.
Exactly the same way.
And just one last thing. So if, you know, I could do it through my phone and try and find out how to download it and everything. But is there another way whereby you can do it on Zoom on your, and then attach that and run that through your Facebook profile?
You can do it. So do you have a Zoom Pro account, the paid account?
Yes. Yes.
So when you have your Zoom Pro account, if you go on more on the bar at the bottom,
Okay.
then you can do, it has an option called the live on Facebook.
Oh.
Right. So at the moment you will not be able, I mean, I can see if I can show it, but right now I am doing this and I'm gonna press live on Facebook.
Okay.
It will open something like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is now asking me to live stream this recording that you're doing, which I'm not going to do.
Mm.
And it tells you where do you want to do it. So you will put the title, the description, and then share on your timeline or on a page or on a group. In this case, will be your timeline.
Okay.
Make it public so then everyone can see, and then you go live. And the moment you go live, then you're live through Zoom.
Okay, and of course you can schedule it in advance.
You can't schedule with Zoom. You can't schedule it in advance. That requires like something like StreamYard. You can schedule it in advance, and people can see the scheduled one. But otherwise, you can let people know, hey, I'm gonna be live on my profile at 5 o'clock every Wednesday. And then at 5 o'clock on Wednesday, then you create your Zoom call, and then you press the live button.
Okay, but you can't send them a link in advance or anything.
No, you can't send them a link in advance in that way.
And do you think that Zoom is better? It's better to do it that way, or Facebook's, or just
It doesn't
personal
make
preference?
a difference. It doesn't make a difference.
No. Okay.
The best thing you can do is to get started, and then you improve as you go along.
Absolutely.
So
as I've been saying to the kids today, practice,
and then you get started, and then you improve as you go along, and you'll become familiar. So once you might want to try with your phone, and another time you try with Zoom.
Yeah.
Play with it.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. My pleasure. Thank you, Fiona. Sean has another question. Sean, go ahead. A quick introduction and then your question.
Oh, hold on. I've got a spanking new introduction. Let me use it.
Spanking new introduction.
Yeah. Okay. I help ethical business women align their life and business, banishing apathy and overwhelm with a proven methodology based on sustainability best practice that will help them attract loyal customers, reduce overheads, and attract green investment.
Awesome. Thank you, new introduction.
And yeah, my thing is a bit kind of mental health stuff. And, you know, I've read your stuff about what you went through in business with mental health, right? And I mean, you know, I've got PTSD. So what always trips me up with that consistency of going lives is if I'm tripping one day, I've been triggered by a smell sometimes, or, you know, like, and I'm being really vulnerable and honest here. Sometimes that is what's made it difficult for me to go and do a live at a certain time at a certain day. And I mean, I'm trying to find a way around that, a way I can prepare myself, or I do have breathing techniques and everything to pull me out of trips. But, you know, yeah, sometimes. And I think that that's why I keep getting, you know, like just not being consistent, basically.
Yeah. Is not something that I could help you with, because my personal experience doesn't link to PTSD. So when I had my like anxiety and depression and so on, if I had something scheduled up front, that's what I would show up with, put a brave face, and then go back to bed. So I could put myself out in doing it. So I'm going to open it up. If someone has any suggestion for Shan,
Raha's
particularly
saying she can help with that.
right, Raha, do you want to unmute yourself? Give some recommendations.
Hi.
And
Yes.
just to frame this, I don't want this to turn into a one-to-one
Yeah,
coaching
so it will
call.
be a long thing.
So, and then it might be so.
Basically, we can
if you can
talk.
keep general in terms of the advice, instead of going to a one-to-one thing that can open up things that we
Okay.
not the right space,
So just
and then reach out to Shan also
Sure.
privately if you want to offer.
so we
help.
can have a chat later, Sean.
We've got a call
Um,
booked soon anyway.
Yes, we do have.
Yeah.
But just to keep it short, you know, you said something can trigger you. And that something that triggers you is actually coming from the thought about the thing. It's not actually coming from the thing, right? So you might smell something and that triggers a memory of something in the past. But when we understand about thought and how thoughts are always passing through us and that they don't define us, then it actually changes how we deal with things. So that's in a nutshell.
I was wondering, what do you think this idea is? I've been preparing really hard, like, you know, my business line, and I've been preparing a talk, and I'm trying to get it down to like a short talk. And I was going to task myself to do it once a week and just do it and do it and do it until I feel, you know, like it's totally clicking with people. Like do it and, you know, tweak it and do it and tweak it and stuff like that. What do you think?
Well,
do you think that would overcome
progress?
Yeah, so maybe I should do that. I should make sure I'm armed with something that I'm going to go into that performance mode, rather than the lives seem a bit like this for me. And if I'm like this and I'm like this, then this changes, you know. But maybe if I have a prescribed thing that I'm doing and just do that.
That can definitely help, but just understanding the underlying thing of thought, which we can go into detail later, that will actually
dramatic pose.
Okay.
That was a dramatic pose.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would make it easier for yourself in terms of consistency. The game of what we are talking about is the game of consistency. Now, we were having, don't know if you don't mind me sharing, Shireen, about the conversation that we had about the lives in the group. Lives recorded. Can I share that? So we're having a conversation. Actually, Shireen, go ahead. Like you can share it. So because we found a way to make it work.
Which conversation are you talking about?
About doing the lives in the group, you know, for your Monday updates.
All right. So the James, who was the community manager before me, used to do a live every Monday with the Monday update for the Facebook group. Now, I'm not very comfortable being on camera. I still am not. And don't have any media training. So we decided that we will initially do the first one, me and Simone together, and then I will start recording them and posting them. And then once I get comfortable with it, I'll start to post them, do them live. As of yet, I'm still not comfortable, but I think it's just a matter of practice. It's just, for me, it's quite intimidating to be on camera and look at myself and talk without saying and like and all these different things. But I think it's just practice makes perfect, I think.
Exactly, and the point I wanted to drive here is about consistency. So we know that we need to have the Monday video every Monday. So if you say, Sean, I want to have a video that goes out, then it might not be live, right? But then, so then in that way you can do it when you know. So you still have the external commitment and a commitment to the scheduling, but maybe once time you go live and you do it live, another time you do it pre-recorded, and that is a more sustainable way. So you achieve the same level of consistency, but you just achieve it in a different way.
Yeah, I think record is good because I'm no problem doing, like, I could sit and batch like
Right.
30 videos at once and edit them quickly and schedule them easily, you know, and then I can, if I'm needing to be like just put like
Right, exactly. So
inverted, I could.
you could have your like time schedule that people are waiting for, which is pre-recorded. So it goes there. And then when you feel good, then you can go live and test the live one. Right. So the live doesn't become the thing that you want to do in a consistent way, but the live becomes the ad hoc.
Okay, I'll plan a video, a bunch of videos, a batch, and try and do it that way.
All right.
Because it trips me up all the time.
Yeah, that's let's do that, and so build that consistency. Thank you for sharing, Sean, and hope this was helpful. That's Angela. Quick introduction and your question.
New introduction is that I help people find their voice and express it live. So for anybody that struggles with doing lives, then I'm more than happy to help you do it and help you get past that block, because it's much easier than you think it is once you actually know how to do it. So, and that's the new business model that, and I'm loving it. I am absolutely loving it. So if anybody wants any help, just say.
Thank you. Did you have a question, or
No,
was
I just wanted to tell you.
that was an offer? So what? So you change your business?
Yeah.
That's good to know. Who knew?
It's exciting. It's really exciting, and it's.
When did you make that decision?
Probably it's been growing in me for about, well, ever since we did that thing with you, and when I signed up, it was like something happened that said to me, the reason you feel like you're walking through treacle is because you're not following what's in your heart. Right. And it's opened up that I can now help people that I was working with without needing for them to pay me. I mean, they can pay me, but I don't need them like I was needing them before. Now that I'm in a place where I'm supposed to be, I'm actually loving selling, which is amazing.
Great.
It's just so different. I could like sit here and talk about it all night. And I just know that I can open up a space to people that isn't there at the moment. I just feel like, I don't know what it is, Simone. I mean, I know I followed you around all last year, but I think I just didn't think I was in the right place. So it's, anyway, I'm just excited.
Well, that's good to know, because sometimes we do, and we stumble across what is our real business by trying other ones, and then we see, okay, actually the more time it passes, then the more awareness we have, which is why I asked you, like, what made you change and why. And I think there are some internal signals that we can follow to see when it's time for a change. And we don't know, they're unpredictable. I felt that it was time for a change last year and this year. So that's why we have reshaped everything in the way we work with GTeX. Does it add a bigger level of complexity after we already had all the other things set up? Yes. But at the same time, it was a decision that I knew I need to make and go through that transition pain, which is we're going through now, plus the next few months while we are restructuring everything, but then is worth it. So thank you for sharing, Angela.
And also, if I may, sorry, Simone, today is the 22nd of the 2nd of 2022, which is a very powerful day. I know a lot of you are very intuitive energy people. So if you have anything you want to put out there, any business ideas, anything you want to manifest to come about, today's the day. So ask your questions, get your clarity, and then go.
We just had the Sorry, I'm
No,
interrupting.
go ahead. Go
Sorry, we
ahead.
just had the Centre for Sustainable Action's first AGM today, and we spoke about that. Yes, power.
Thank you, Sharon, for mentioning it, and thank you, Shan. Let's go with the Pamela. And also for anyone needing help with live streaming, then reach out to Angela. Now that's our business. Pamela, quick introduction and your question.
Okay, I am a midwife and I am creating a program to teach women how they can empower themselves by understanding their natural monthly cycle. So if they know that they're in a creative period, then they can plan their whole life, because a lot of women actually do not know their cycle. And once you know your cycle, you can do so much with it. What I was just wanting to say that I completely agree with Angela. She is an amazing interviewer and so can really help you overcome your fear. I did some interviews with her and I really didn't want to do them, but she convinced me to do them and she puts you completely at ease and it was just brilliant. And so I just want to say that, you know, it really does help you. And it's like, you know, you say practice, practice, practice. And for Sean, I think a good idea is to have recordings. So if she's not having a good day, then she can just do a recording and then that takes the pressure off her. I think we put ourselves under too much pressure. And I just think this community is just amazing because even if I haven't got a question, but all the questions that have been asked really have helped me because I haven't even thought of that. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for sharing, and thank you for the sharing the love as well for Angela. There is something like now that we are going into the the live streaming pre-recorded. If we want to use something. There are paid platforms, like as we mentioned, called StreamYard. If you, for example, have an account with StreamYard, you can show a pre-recorded video coming up as live, right? Okay. So, for example, let's say that you have your batch of pre-recorded videos, and then you upload it on StreamYard, and then you go live on your social media platform. It will appear like you're live, because that's what it will say, but actually the video is pre-recorded. Now, what's going to be missing from there is what makes live, which means you're calling out names of the people that are there. So that you can't, unless you're a fortune teller, you can't really predict it. But that becomes also another alternative if we want to use live. And one day we can't, we can put something for the day we can, we go live, and then the day we can't, we go, we have a pre-recorded batch of content, then we can put in and showing up as live. So that's something that, for example, something like StreamYard will do. So want to put it out there as another alternative. Before I go to Shirley, I'm going to check with Shirley, do you have is that something to add to this conversation? Was it a question? All right, so it's something to add. Go ahead now, and then I'm going to go to Raha's question. No, so is that another question? All right, so I'll go Raha first, and then I'll come back to you. Raha, quick introduction, and then what's your question?
Hi, I'm Raha. I help people to get out of the way of their own thinking and to make progress. What was I going to say? Yes, I was going to ask you, if you said that you can go live on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Is it, can people comment and interact or not?
Yeah.
Oh, they can. Oh, okay. And where is the go live button?
So you need to apply to be able to go live on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So there is a form. I think it's still the case. I don't know if they have rolled it out to everyone. Let me check, because I don't think, for example, I have the ability to go live. No, in fact, I still don't have it. But there is a form which let me see. Go live on LinkedIn form. Okay, so is this link here? I'm gonna put it here. Then you apply, you tell them what do you need, what do you want to go live for, and then once it's approved, then they roll it out on your platform. They will roll it out on your account. And then it works similar things at Facebook. You go live, people can interact, you put the name, the description, people can interact, ask questions, it works in the same way. But you need to have an application to be able to have your account habilitated to do that.
And then is it for every occasion you go live, you have to apply, or once?
No. It's like once you have the live option, then you can go live.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. That's
right,
it.
my pleasure. Thank you, Ra. Shirley, back to you.
Hello again. So my next question is, of course, I'm thinking about the reoccurring income part of things, and I've been moving. So some great things have been happening in that I've done a 30-day container where I've been doing clearings. So I had 73 people join, and then what I've done is I did a free gift at the end where I tagged everybody. I managed to do that, and I've moved them on into another, at the moment, 3-month free container, but with a lot of what would be the word? Be engagement. And so they've signed up, and it's been, I haven't started it yet, but they'll basically get kicked out if they don't participate. If they hide in that container, then they're gone. Yep. So they know they've got a whole set of information that, what they need to do, and they've agreed to that on the membership on the way in. Now that's fine, but moving forwards, I want to create a sort of membership style portal. And this is a technical question. I have no idea where to put it or how to create it. And it's just overwhelming me on not what I will deliver, because content and structure is fine for me. It's where do I put this? And do we have any, really good recommendations for membership style platforms?
Yeah, absolutely. The best piece of advice that I can give you is actually to book a call with Nicola and discuss it with her in the tech calls.
Okay.
Because with any membership platform, there are hundreds, right?
Yeah.
And it's better to understand first, what do you need them to do, and then having the recommendation to what is the best one for what you want to achieve. Because I think that sometimes when we go, and this is a really important message for everyone, every new platform that comes out is going to be the next best platform. That's how they market themselves. Is going to be the platform is going to solve all your problems. No, it's going to be the platform that you are going to spend the learning curve to learn how to use. Right? Yeah. That's what actually happens. You're going to spend the next 3 months banging your head to understand how to use the platform. Yeah. So, but of course they cannot say it in the marketing message, but that's what happens. So instead of being reactive and seeing a marketing message and say, I need that platform, I go reverse, saying, this is what I need a platform to do. Yeah. What platforms are available that can do this at this price, at this budget? And then in that way, you will come up actually with a platform where you're not changing your model to adapt yourself to the platform, but actually it's a platform that serves your needs.
Yeah, because it's almost like I need a 2-pronged platform, because not only do I would like one to have for membership and membership levels, but also somewhere where I can put content to deliver automated courses when people buy an automated course.
Yeah. If that becomes a big part, I love the one platform that I love is Groove. Groove. Yeah. I'll send a link to everyone. It's the only platform actually that I'm affiliated to. I generally don't I don't subscribe to any affiliate link for any other platforms because I understand that every business needs a different thing. And so I don't want to push things on people.
Yes.
But from what you are describing, I really like Groove as a platform, and in particular, they have a free one, like the free version can get up to 100 people on their membership site.
Oh, amazing. Yes,
So
that
you
would
don't
be
even
very
have to
good.
pay for the up to the first 100 people. It does landing pages, sales card pages, affiliate system.
Wow.
I'm moving the entire business there,
Wow.
and
Okay.
I'll put the free and lifetime. Okay, I'll give you this one. So that's the easiest one to understand what they do. Ta-da.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And
Thank
that's
you.
for what you're doing. That's understandable.
I like
Have a chat with Nicola. Like book the call with Nicola, because then she can help you either set it up if you decide to go with this one and guide you, because there is a learning curve like in any platform.
Yeah, of course.
Or she can direct you. She can give you an alternative.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you
paid group
so
is really good value. I got the paid version. I started with the free one, got the paid. Really worth it.
awesome. Thank you so much. Very, very helpful,
Right.
as
You're
always.
welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yeah, here we go. 10 more minutes. And then I'm going to do a webinar in Italian tonight. Another one. Ah, so fun. It's crazy teaching Italian. Anyone? Irene, if you have a question.
I don't have a question, but I do have a request for everybody that is in the accountability groups. Can you please appoint a leader and have that leader send me a message privately, please? Facebook, email, WhatsApp, doesn't matter. But we do need to touch base with you guys. So that would be great if you could do that by the end of the week, sooner the better. But yeah, thank you. That's it.
Yeah, really important, because that's also part on the feedback that we want to get. As we get feedback from every single session, then we want to get the feedback also for the accountability groups, and what's happening inside accountability groups, as we have no way of measuring. Like we don't know. So if you can please reach out to Shireen, and if you don't have an accountability a leader in your accountability groups, as someone within the group, please reach out to Shireen as soon as possible. That's important for us. Junior, quick introduction and your question.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. So I'm Julien Brunois, and I'm an educational coach. I help schools bridge the gap between ability and result to help teachers gain the right skills and the right mindset to help young people have an experience, an exceptional learning experience. So my question is, what is the best way to close? Basically, I have a workshop that I'll be delivering in probably 2 weeks' time. So I have spoken with the prospect, who is very interested and has put things in place. But the final step is, for me, I don't know how to get to her and say, all right, this is way to pay. You have to pay at that time, at that date. What is the best way to do it? Should I wait until the day to do it, or the day before to, I don't know.
All right. So what was the last thing that you agreed on?
We agreed on me coming in and delivering the workshop for 2 hours.
And have you agreed already on the price?
Yes. Yes,
So
that's
the price
been
has been
done.
agreed
Yeah, from day one. Yeah.
from day one. And did they tell you? Did you tell them how you are? What's your payment policy? How you're gonna get paid?
No.
Okay, that's important. So whenever you're selling, we are always looking at managing the next step in the conversation. I think sometimes that the reason why we get confused is that we want to manage the 15 steps ahead. Right. But we want to make it easier for the person in front of us, and always manage the next step, manage the next step. So the first step is that we had a conversation, we agreed a date.
Yeah.
Before I show up, then they need to know how they can pay and when is the payment due.
Okay.
So is the payment due 7 days before the session, 14 days before the session? Is the payment due now?
Right.
Right. So in that case,
Mhm.
like I like to be paid as soon as possible. In any situation, I like to be paid as soon as possible. Because when the payment is, the booking is confirmed. When the payment, without a payment, no booking is confirmed. So the best thing you can do is to tell them, because to book the date so that I can confirm the date on my calendar, please, you send them an invoice, and then do you have a system for invoices that you use?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
So you send them an invoice and say when the payment is going to be done, then I will block the time.
Okay.
Then you are going to have, because what's going to happen is that some organization or some people, they will just like postpone and postpone and postpone and postpone, and you're left her hanging.
Yeah.
So for example, my wife, that she does event, when she gets booked, her policy is 50% to confirm the dates up front, and then 50% 7 days, the remaining 50% 7 days before she has to show up.
Right.
Okay. That's the way, that's her policy.
Yeah.
Which is fair. So you said do 50% to block the date, and then you pay the other 50%, or you can pay everything straight away.
Yeah. Okay. No, thank you for that.
You're welcome. When is the workshop? When is the date?
It's on the 9th of March.
9th of March. So in that case, it doesn't make sense to have the 50%, because is very close. So send them the full invoice, and then say when the invoice is going to be paid, I'm going to block the date. Okay. At the moment, they're blocked, but
I know. I see. Thank you.
Yeah. And well done for getting the job. Well done for getting the client.
No, thank you. Yeah, first one. So yeah.
First one. First of many. There you go. There you go. Well done. Well done. It's good to have an early win. I'm happy for you.
It is. No, thank you.
I'm happy for you. Any other question, Julian?
Yes, one more.
Go ahead.
I will be doing videos soon, because before I wasn't too into it, but now I know that I have to put myself out there, especially after having the visibility plan workshop meeting. So I was wondering, is there any anything in particular that you need when doing videos? Well, I have a mic, of course, but I was wondering, do you invest in a green screen? Is there anything that I need to get ready in terms of, or just do it?
There are like the three important elements for videos are light, microphone, and camera. So everything comes down on three things: light, microphone, and camera.
Okay.
Now, if you have a good camera, which is good enough on your laptop, you can use the camera that you have on your laptop. Otherwise, the one that I always recommend, if you want to use your computer to record, is the Logitech C920.
C920.
That's the one I'm using now.
Right.
So you will see the difference.
Wow.
You will see the difference right now. Okay. So I'm gonna switch. This is the camera from the laptop.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And then this is the Logitech.
Oh wow. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. No, thank you for that.
It makes a big difference.
Big difference. And in terms of light, you mean ring lights or
the light? As long as there is light, it doesn't matter. Let's see. So if you have natural light, you don't need artificial light. So let's say that you have a window in front of you. So the lighting needs to always be the main source of light in front of you.
In front, yeah.
Because the moment you're backlit, then your face is not going to be seen. Okay. So the light is always needs to be facing. You need to face the light.
Right. Yeah.
Always. In a lot of situations, we will say stay away from the light. In this case, look at the light. And then if you're recording things in the evening, then lighting is it makes a difference. So for example, I've got 2 lights in front of me, because without the lights, that's how you will see me. Yeah.
I'm going to get very noisy.
And the lights that I have, I can send you, I have a document with all the video equipment, which I can send.
Yes.
But basically the lights that I have, they are like this.
Right.
They are USB ring lights. And either you can have one front facing you, or in this case, I have 2, one that leads one side and one that leads the other side.
Right.
But that depends on the setup that you have.
Perfect. Oh, no,
Right.
That's good.
But if I'm recording this during the day, I've got like a big window here in front of me, so I don't need any artificial lighting, because the natural light is enough.
Is enough. Perfect. Perfect.
And the microphone, it looks like you already have a microphone right now.
Yes, I do. Yes.
And it's a really good one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's
nothing to
good.
change on the microphone level. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. No, thank you so much.
And it looks like the background that you're having, you don't need any green screen, as long as you have a plain background.
A plain one. Yeah.
Like unless you have a stage background, which looks good without having a plain background is the best situation, because
totally. Yeah.
A background doesn't have to be distracting. Like the busier a background is, the more distracting it can be.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Right. So, well, if you have a white background behind you, it's perfect.
Okay. No, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Okay, Shirini, can you please put the link of the Google form, so then we can have the feedback form as well. And this is the last feedback form that we'll ask you to fill up for the moment. For this particular pilot, we always have feedback forms, but it is a good way for us to see if we can run this Q&A better, if there is something that you would like us to do different, what we do well, similar to the feedback form that you found last time. So if you can complete it now, please. It will take only about a minute or so. We really, really appreciate it. Means the word to us, because that's how we make things better. And I'm going to stop the recording.